Hello everybody, Prowl here, and we're about to start one of the very first ever Let's Plays in Reforj. The game is in pre-alpha. It's in its very earliest version available to people outside of 4J, and I thought it'd be a great time to start a Let's Play, and we'll talk about the world as we go. We're just going to experience it, and this is something that I think would be super awesome and super fun to not only start now, but to keep going through future versions of Reforj to see how the game changes over time, and to have one of the oldest worlds in existence in Reforj. I did pick a random seed, so I have no clue where I am right now. And what we're going to do is we're just going to play. We're going to play through Reforj, and we're going to see how this survival experience really is from start to finish. And we are going to do just that. We are going to stay in survival the whole time. If you've never heard of or watched any Reforj before, this is your first time or one of your first times, just know this is the pre-alpha version. The game is missing maybe 95% of its eventual features that it will add, and a lot of the menus, the UI, even the graphics are very early development versions that will likely all go through changes. So if you're ever watching something and you're wondering, why doesn't this exist? Why can't you do that? I don't like the way this is or that is. Don't worry, we're so early that all of these things can and likely will eventually change. Right now, I'm just moving around some and just collecting some food and just some various things. We actually don't even have chests in the game yet. Hopefully we get them pretty soon. These guys are the Kiwis. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna kill them for some early game food. And we don't need any early game wood for tools or anything like that yet, because there's not even tools in the game yet. That's again how early stage we are, and a lot of what we have in the game is probably going to change. We do start out with the wingsuit right now. This will change at a later point as well, so we will have to, you know, keep a lookout for that whenever they make that change in the game to get rid of the wingsuit as an early game thing. But we have it for now for quick easy travel, and I'm just going to go ahead and use advantage of some of the things that we have here in the game right now. For example, I am using the multi-mining tool. This also will only exist in the very earliest stages of the game. They will take it out later or gate it behind some type of progression later. I will try to explain to you and show you some of the things that you're seeing as we go through and play, and otherwise just commentate as per normal. We are collecting some noble glass shards. You use those for torches to be able to see. Torches do not quite yet stop mobs from spawning. They have not put those types of rules in the game yet, so it's not going to do that for us, but we still want to get a lot of it. You also see that we are getting some aura, which is in the top right hand side of the screen. Right now, aura is only being used for like very basic things, like right now actually only one thing: to make torches. You have to use aura to make torches. It's kind of your power source in the game. It's kind of like a magical like element that exists inside of Reforj, and we want to get as much of it as we can whenever we see it, because it's going to have probably more uses for us later, the aura and the noble glass. So we want to get that. This is an Orium block. We can actually get aura from it as well, although I don't know what kind of like uses it might have later on in the game, so I doubt I actually use it for the aura, because we don't really have much for use for the aura yet anyways. So I think we'll just get the block and we'll keep it for now, but anytime we see it, we're going to grab it. If you're wondering what aura is going to be used for later on in Reforj, it's going to see a lot of uses. It's going to be the power source for almost everything. So eventually they're going to add in machines and individual components that do different things, and aura is going to be the way that you power those things. Think of it like your power source for a redstone block in Minecraft. It's going to be used for that and maybe some other things as well. So anytime you have a chance to get some aura, you want to get it. You do lose it on death, at least a portion of it, so we're going to try to not die. And eventually they'll add in aura containers to where you don't just have to keep hundreds or thousands of aura on you, and when you lose it, it really sets you back. Eventually you'll be able to store it, and you won't have to worry about carrying it around. But right now we have to worry about carrying everything around. All of our inventory, everything. So we're going to try to run pretty light here and only carry resources that we're going to build with and stuff we need to stay alive. Now, I've played in a number of Reforj worlds so far, just testing the game, providing valuable feedback to the Reforj team or 4J Studios. So I'm already pretty familiar with the game, and I've already played through a decent amount of survival as well. But I thought just doing this type of playthrough would be really fun for me and really fun for you guys to kind of come along with me through the process. I think I really want that block up there. You'll see that that's gravel up there. It does not fall down. There's no gravity blocks or anything like that, but the game will have like an actual physics engine behind it, more than maybe you're used to in these types of games. You'll be able to gain momentum and velocity when moving fast. They're probably going to add in some type of like sliding mechanics. You can't even crouch right now, but eventually you'll be able to crouch, and they'll add in some sliding mechanics, which will be really cool and have some implications. They are going to make the terrain like destructible, not just in the sense of like I break a block and the block falls, but like I could ignite something similar to TNT and you just see like blocks go flying everywhere. It's going to be really cool. It's something that I definitely can't wait to see when they get that far. Here's another Kiwi. We're going to take this guy out. This is a kind of cool area, like these caves. I've not explored the caves a whole lot yet, just a little bit. So far, I haven't been a fan of what I've seen, but there's just not, they don't have a lot going on in them yet. Like you can find some ores and some mushrooms, and for the most part, that's about it. There's not a whole lot. There's not even mobs down there yet. They're going to add that sort of thing in probably pretty soon. Also, you'll notice I'm using a controller, and if you know me, I'm not usually a controller player. I like to play on PC. That's because right now, as of this moment, Reforj is only available on console for its earliest testing phase here. Basically, it's the Reforj team's way of eliminating problems occurring from like, you know, bugs that can happen because people are on different types of PC systems and that sort of thing. They're trying to just get rid of all the variables. They don't want people testing on PC quite yet because PC comes with its own special challenges with operating systems and drivers and different types of hardware. They're really just trying to establish a baseline here first for the core systems on console. And then eventually when they move to PC in the testing phase, I do plan on moving over to that right away. By the way, what did we just harvest there? We just harvested deadwood. It's one of my favorite looking blocks in the game. I'm not a big fan of a lot of the blocks. I am providing some art feedback to them that they may take into consideration and change. So if you're looking at stuff like the leaves, the grass, the stone, and your thought is, like the game seems cool, but I don't really like that, don't worry about it. It's something that they're taking feedback on, and I'm thinking it's likely to change to some degree, maybe even majorly. We'll have to see. I do need to though. Oh, and you see the leaves aren't like dropping or decaying. Oh, well, this could be part of the problem, but the leaves don't decay or anything quite yet. That mechanic is not built in. They just showcased that today actually in a dev live stream. They are going to bring decay mechanics to the game here pretty soon, so we don't have these big floating trees left over, but not in the game quite yet. So really, it's my goal in this first episode that we do here to just find a place that I see and I'm like, okay, wow, that looks really cool, and that I would like to build. So far, I really favor the rivers and the waterfalls. Yes, waterfalls. There is waterfalls in Reforj, and they look really cool. I've seen them in a few worlds already. They might not be in every world though, so we're gonna have to do a little bit of looking around. We may not find a waterfall here. We'll have to see, because the water, it just looks so amazing. Look at how great this is. Oh man, it's so good. The sky looks really good too. You have the birds flying around. Those are the regals. They're like a aesthetic mob. They have a different classifications from normal mobs. You can't even interact with them. You can't get close to them. They're just there as kind of like a backdrop. I'm kind of hoping they change that because if it's in the game, like I would like to have some type of way to interact with it. I don't want to just see it. Also, we need some food. We're gonna go to our crafting menu. This is a very rude and crude crafting menu. This will probably, or will definitely change as well. Like you're gonna see I'm just crafting my food. That's just because they don't have a furnace in the game yet. Again, we're like super early, so we don't have a furnace built into the game yet. We have to just craft our food into cooked meat. Oh, also we picked up these ore berries. I can eat them for aura. You see my ore going up there, which is good. There is one mechanic built into the game around aura so far though. And you want to know what that is? The aura, the more aura you have, the more hostile or aggressive some, if not all, hostile mobs will be towards you. We only have one hostile mob in the game. You'll see him here in a little bit as it's turning nighttime. It's called the Tunneler Scout. They're these little roly-poly looking dudes that will like roll around and try to attack you. So when we see them, we have a decent amount of aura on us already. That means their detection range for how far away it is that we have to be before they attack us is rather short. We will not have to be far from them for them to attack us. And an interesting thing about them is that if they attack us, they actually steal some of our aura if they hit us, and then they eat the aura. But at the same time, they actually give a decent amount of aura when you kill them. We do know mob farms will be a thing at some point here inside of Reforj. So at some point, in theory, we'll be able to actually farm them and kill them and get lots of aura from them. They might be the basis of like the first aura farm ever in the game. So I can't wait to get started on something like that. If you guys know me from my Minecraft content, you know, farms and game mechanics and stuff is something I enjoy quite a bit. So as that sort of stuff starts to become possible, I'll be the first one like jumping in to test these things and to see how they work and to kind of figure that stuff out. The reason why I keep getting these deadwood trees is because I like to build with the deadwood. There's no sapling system in the game yet, so I can't just get some saplings and just replant some around my base. So whenever we see them, I'm going to grab them. There's some trees that feel a little bit more spread out. There's not like a biome to get them. These guys are one. Birch trees I'll probably gather, and then actually oak as well. We'll gather them as two. The density to the trees in the game, there's not a lot of density of wood. Like the forests are not very dense, so it's a good idea if you're playing Reforj to at least at this time in this moment in the game, if you see a wood that you like and you want, you probably want to go ahead and grab it as you travel around. Also, feel free down in the comments below, if this is your first time seeing Reforj or you don't know a lot about it, ask me any question that you like about the game. I will be reading and responding to all of the comments that I see, and I'll try to give you guys some good information about the game and answer the questions that you have, because I really believe this game is going to be really, really, really good. That's why I'm in it and I'm playing it, and I'm a part of the process so much, because I think this is going to be something good, and I would like to be one of the people that saw that early and hopped on board. There is no hunger system or health like regeneration or anything like that right now either. So anytime we start to get a little weak, I'm gonna go ahead and eat. That way we keep our health up. Now, if you're wondering what type of timeline the game fits into, it's kind of a cool mesh. You're kind of like you seem to be a kind of like futuristic being of some sense. If you see the character here, like you don't necessarily look all that human. Your body is like disconnected. You see some like non-earthly things in the game. I'm using this like bracer as my current form of mining stuff until they add tools into the game. That seems kind of futuristic. Reforj is a game that is like a mix of futuristic and fantasy. Kind of think of it like this: you're a futuristic character that has somehow been put onto this fantasy type world where you have to build up from scratch. Basically, what that's going to mean is you're kind of wide open for a lot of things. Like they can add in some cool futuristic type things to the game, but at the same time, like if I wanted to build a medieval castle or something, like I have that wide open to me because I'm not just in a futuristic setting. I do like that because it kind of opens the game up to be able to do more than a game like Minecraft was able to do, where everything kind of feels like it has to be grounded in like a certain time frame. Back before technology was really a thing. They do break that mold a little bit, obviously, with like redstone, but largely it seems like they kind of stick to that. So Reforj doesn't have to necessarily do that. They can make the game whatever they want with how they've done it. I would also say, while you're watching me play, if there's anything that you have that is like a feedback piece, things that you see that you really like, or things that you see that you don't really like, I know the 4J developers do keep an eye on my videos. I do talk to them pretty regularly. I do give them feedback and they do appreciate it, and they are taking it all in. So if you have things that you want to comment about the game, feel free to do it down in the comments section below. If they don't see it directly, I'll make sure, you know, any good comments that I think are like would be a great idea for the game, I'll personally pass those along and kind of add them into maybe some feedback that I'm already putting together. The fact that we're climbing this big mountain right here is probably a great time for me to show you guys the wingsuit and what it's capable of. It's really cool the way that it works. It kind of has this almost like airplane type feel to it with how it works, because you can kind of like bank left and bank right as you like fly through the air, it has this very solid feel. It's so much different than the elytra in Minecraft, and I think in a lot better way. The elytra in Minecraft doesn't feel like you have a whole lot of control over it. I don't know, it feels very static in the way that it moves. Now, I never really noticed that until I tried out the wingsuit here in Reforj. All right, here we are. So what I'm probably going to be looking for a lot is mountains. Mostly because the mountains up in the tops of them, they can have these little like basins where water collects. It feels like it's very realistic. It feels like the way things would work in real life. You can get these little basins of water to collect, and then you oftentimes get like rivers or waterfalls that flow out of them. So it's really cool. I don't know if this one has one. I don't see one so far. And I should mention this while we're still early on in the video here. Stick around for when I start. I'm going to show you guys building and sculpting here in a little bit. It's probably the best and coolest feature that Reforj has going for it. And it has a lot of cool features going. But again, remember, we're only like 5% complete on the features that we'll see in this game, and that might even be an overstatement. You might only be seeing 1% complete of the game right now. We'll see how far that these guys go with it. So I can't wait to see what else they have. But the sculpting system, if you're a builder of any type, simple, complex, whatever, the sculpting system is the most amazing thing. I'm gonna wait for daylight to come, and then I'll throw some blocks down and show you guys real quick. Oh, I just punched him into the water. Water, you can't go like underwater or anything yet. So I think to keep the like mobs from getting trapped in it, I just punched one of these kibis into the water. He instantly died. Right now, any mobs that touch water, they just die. That's not going to be like that in the future. It's only like that now because we cannot go like swim underwater yet. So they don't want mobs to get trapped in the water. So as of right now, they hit water, they die. Oh, I have something interesting to tell you guys about. You may have seen it if you've been paying attention. The world. That really scared me. I really don't. Fall damage is brutal right now. They're going to tone it down. Right now, there's like physics and velocity based fall damage. So when you fall kind of fast, you're going to die. But if you're looking at my Z coordinate, I just went from 4,096 to 0. Look at that. The world is only 4,096 blocks wide in each direction. And before you think that's a bad thing, let me tell you that Reforj decided to do something really cool and really unique that I've never seen anybody do yet. We're gonna kill this guy. This is the Tunneler Scout, by the way. There we go. Give me that aura. So they've done something really cool and solved a big problem. I won't go into the nuts and bolts of everything, but one issue with having an infinite size world like in Minecraft is it's very taxing on the performance of the device that's running it and the game engine. So you take a big hit for other things that you would potentially be able to do because the infinite world size capability of the game, of the world, draws so much resources. You only have a finite amount of resources, right? You can't infinitely make the game do infinite amount of things and the game still perform well. So you have to decide where you're going to spend those resources at. Reforj decided to give themselves a little bit of leeway in the resources category so they could do more really cool stuff in other parts of the game. And then they limited the size of the worlds. But here's the cool thing about it. The world, as you saw, it does loop around. So you do not come up against a hard border. You just continue to go through the world. It's they've described it as like a donut, like torus-like shape. You could think of it like a globe in terms of just keeping things nice and easy. You just continue around the world. That's the way that it works. Now, what happens when you've explored everything in your 4,096 blocks and you want something new? Do you have to start a brand new world? Your answer is no. They have these really cool things called gateways, and gateways allow you to basically add a brand new world to your world that already exists. You can have seemingly an infinite amount of worlds inside of your world. It's kind of like a nether portal in Minecraft, but it doesn't take you to the nether. It just takes you to a new world that you decide to generate. That world can be random, or you will be able to choose the things inside of that world. They even recently, as of today, told us that you'll be able to make things like a sky island world or something like that. There's going to be some really cool, amazing options. We don't know much about it yet because it's not in the game yet. I'm hoping it's one of the systems that comes sooner rather than later so we can test it out and get access to new stuff. And during the playtest testing and for this series, it's going to be really important that they add that for me, because every time they come up with a new version that changes something big with generation, we're probably going to need to make a gateway to make a new world so we can experience that new generation together. So this world, this Let's Play series, will almost serve as kind of like an archive for all of the older versions of the game, assuming that I can keep this world forever and make a new gateway every time something new changes. And that's one of the big things behind gateways. The design intent behind gateways is they wanted it to be so that you could, whenever a brand new feature in the game comes out, a new biome, a bunch of new wood types, new mobs, new bosses, new structures, they don't want you to have to explore tens of thousands of blocks like you do in Minecraft to find that stuff, or load up some kind of tool to delete chunks or anything like that. They don't want you to do that. They want you to just have the simple, easy time of just making a new gateway and having that new gateway take you to the new stuff. So we will be taking full advantage of that. Okay, so let me show you guys sculpting real quick. We're not going to build anything crazy. I just want you to see it. So I'm going to place down any block, I guess just something I have here. And the way that you do blocks in Reforj is really cool. It's not like Minecraft where you have to craft a stair, a slab, whatever, right? Instead, you just place down a whole block and you pull up your sculpting menu. You pick your shape that you want the block to be, and you sculpt it. So I can sculpt this into a stair, and there we go. It's quite cool, it's quite easy, and they have a lot of big improvements coming to it here pretty soon. But not only can you do the traditional slab and stair, but you see like a 45-degree angle. You can see here we have like a semicircle. So there's a lot of really cool, interesting shapes that you can do. And they showed off in their developer live stream today some new things they're going to add. Not new shapes per se, but in a way it kind of is, because they're going to allow us to sculpt these edges, the corners of blocks, so we can do our sculpts on a diagonal plane as well. It's going to open up to all sorts of really cool new things. I can't wait to get my hands on it. And we will be doing quite a lot of sculpting as we build up some pretty cool stuff in the world here. I don't remember what direction I was going. I think I was going this way, and I wanted to look around that mountain and see if we could find something. You'll see here, there's going to be lots of water in the world. That's actually a kind of known problem where water keeps generating, dividing up biomes. So they'll fix that, and there'll be maybe a little bit less water or larger bodies of water, individual bodies of water, rather than these like big rivers or stretches of water that just like divide these continents, I guess you could call them, from each other. But for now, they do exist. They are there, and we'll deal with them. It's not a big deal. You do see we have a mini map on the top left-hand side. It does just kind of show you everything within a pretty big range. I don't know if they're going to like add something to that to make it so maybe you just can't see as far or something for areas that you haven't explored. Because I think it does give you too far of a view out. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see what they decide to do with it. It's there. I like that it's there. I like that we have it. Pretty cool thing. I think right now what I'm going to do, rather than keep it and blabbing with you guys right now, I'm going to look around and try to find an area that I think would be suitable for a base. So I'm just going to do that. I'm going to run around until I find an area. I'll kill some kibis. I will break some trees and collect resources along the way. And then eventually I'll be back to show you either some cool features I find or hopefully our eventual base area. All right. I have found a river. It's not really quite what I was looking for, but we're kind of high up. We're at Y level like 110 or something. So this little lake right here is probably somewhere around like Y level 100. and it looks like it flows down. And that's kind of how these like rivers work, is they flow down and they find the big body of water. It's super cool. It's so, like I said, it's probably one of my favorite features. Maybe my favorite feature about generation in Reforged so far is the way that the rivers generate. And I think they're going to have like volcanoes and that sort of thing at some point later too, which will be really neat. So we'll keep our eyes on it. I'll save these coordinates because ultimately I do want to build by a river of some type that like starts at a higher elevation and works its way down. But this one right here is not like my first choice. It's not exactly what I'm looking for. And I found this area that is so cool. Like, this area is really neat. I saw it and I immediately fell in love. So there's like this big lake right here. And then it's kind of hard to get you a good view of it. Maybe should I just pillar up? I don't know where to do that at. So there's this big lake right here, which I think I want to build around. And then separated by this little thin strip of land that I'm going to dig out, there is another lower shelf to a lake right here. And then this lower lake then goes to a little river that goes down a hill and eventually hits the ocean / whatever body of water you want to call that out there. It's a really, really cool area. I've never run across anything that is this inspirational in my, well, I don't know. There's some really cool inspirational terrain in Minecraft too, but nothing that looks like this. Like the way that these lakes can generate like up in the mountains like this, where it's as though all of the snow runoff in the winter seasons where the rain runoff has just formed a lake. It is so cool. And this, oh man, I'm so excited to do something here. So I guess the first plan will be that I'm going to just clear out some trees in some area, and I think just like go gather some material that I can use to start building over here. So I think I'm gonna gather the material between episodes here. So I wish I could do a front forward facing camera. I guess this will have to do for now. Talk to the back of my head. I appreciate you guys watching today. Hopefully you loved episode 1. Oh man, I am so excited to see where this place takes me, like what this place can build up to. And I'm excited to do this Let's Play series with you guys and see what happens with Reforj along the way and all the big changes that are going to occur. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Click that like button, subscribe to the channel if you had a good one. I know I did. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.